This is a CBS News special report.
For a little under 3 minutes, the forces of darkness ruled in daylight.
Night falling across America.
Good day from CBS News in New York. We have cameras all along the path of the total eclipse of the sun.
We're hearing applause as we're finding out that the world is not coming to an end.
It is as dark as night. In 1979, the United States will be involved in another total eclipse.
The great swath of shadow cut across the continent from the coast of Oregon to Greenland.
It was really a very incredible experience.
I was scared to death.
It was the last total eclipse of the sun for North America until the year 2017.
Oh, you can see it. You can see it. There it is. Look at the corona. See it?
This is just incredible
Yeah, it's
to watch.
gone. It's gone.
It's gone. We're in darkness.
Oh,
Take off the glasses.
look at the halo.
Oh my goodness.
The next total solar eclipse visible in the continental U.S. is April 8th, 2024.
And now it is our turn, Nora, and it is happening now. For millennia, human beings have looked skyward and experienced a total solar eclipse, and now that moment comes to us. And we just noticed a few moments ago, it's begun.
It has begun.
If you put your glasses on, you can see the sun here in Indianapolis looks a bit like a ginger snap cookie with a little nibble out of the corner.
A bite, like a little bite.
Just a little mouse bite. Everybody's here enjoying it. We're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. More than 50,000 of our closest friends have gathered to watch this total eclipse of the Heartland. I'll be with you for the next hour and a half. I'm Tony DeCopel.
And I'm Nora O'Donnell. And we are right in the path of totality, where the moon's shadow will completely block the sun. And then it will turn day into night. I just got goosebumps saying
I know. I look at it and a hush falls over me deep within this alignment of the sun and the moon. It's not just a rare celestial event. They've been waiting 800 years here in Indianapolis. It's also a rare social event. And for a few moments today, Americans all over the country in every walk of life will pause their normal routines, close that email browser, put their phones away, and come together to look upwards, skywards, and have a shared experience, a communal moment of wonder and excitement.
Yeah, and so over the next 90 minutes, we're going to share everything we know with you. As the eclipse goes on in these different places, we'll share with you as it happens. And we will also bring you a sense of the experience, because it's the science, but it's also the experience.
Yeah, and people say it's not something you see, but really experience. Now, I'll give you some nuts and bolts. The path of totality enters the U.S. in Texas and stretches all the way to Maine and beyond. It is more than 100 miles wide, and that means it crosses part of 15 different states. And as you move away from that path of totality, the amount of the sun that's blocked decreases, but at least a partial eclipse will be visible everywhere in the continental U.S. If you can hear my voice, go outside, you will see it. About 31 million people, meanwhile, are very lucky. They live inside that path of totality. And another 150 million people more live within a short drive, 200 miles of that path.
That's right. And you are looking now at live pictures of the eclipse from Mazatlan, Mexico. Oh, my gosh. Look at that.
Wow.
This is the first place where it is visible in North America, and they call that the corona, that little light that's around the side. And we're going to experiencing the total eclipse there in about 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Wow, they must be going crazy right now in Mazatlan, and we are waiting for it here in the U.S. It won't be long. As we mentioned, we're in Indianapolis, but we've got reporters all along that path, cameras as well, arrayed for every perspective on the path of totality. You're going to see the eclipse at every stage all across the country. As we mentioned, it's something that you don't really see, you experience. So let's talk about that experience. We're joined now by CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood and Dr. Lucian Walkowicz. She's an astronomer, an educator, and an artist based in Chicago. Bill, I'm going to start with you. You've both seen this before in 2017. We're newbies, right?
Yeah, we're newbies, yeah.
I've been told that experiencing a total solar eclipse is the most profound and disorientating experience, short of taking an illegal substance, that's possible. What is it, Bill, about it?
I would say maybe short of childbirth for a father. When I saw it for the first time, I thought I knew what I would see. You know, just another partial eclipse like I've seen in the past. It is nothing like that, Tony. It's otherworldly is my best way to describe it. It made such an impression on me. I made hotel reservations years in advance to come see this one. I didn't want to miss it. If you haven't ever seen Totality, find a way to do it because it is incredible.
Oh, wow. And Doctor, what about the science of today? What are astronomers, scientists looking at to hope to learn today?
Well, this eclipse is a really unique opportunity to learn about those outer layers of the sun, the corona, and that's the part of the sun that affects us the most. It creates something called space weather, which, affects our atmosphere, creates beautiful phenomena like the northern lights, and so there will actually be NASA jets chasing the eclipse quite literally along the path to study the outer layer of the sun and how it affects our planet.
I love that. You guys are going to be hanging out with us for the duration here, so we're going to have lots to talk about. But for now, I want to show off some of the cool graphics and equipment we have back in New York. My colleague, Nate Burleson, on the morning show, has a look at the science behind a total eclipse. Take a look.
All right, to make up for my FOMO, since I am stuck here in Times Square and not in the path of totality, we built a model solar system right here in the studio to explain what's going to happen. As the Earth rotates around the sun and the moon rotates around the Earth, they fall into alignment at least twice a year. Now, even though the sun's diameter is about 400 times larger than the moon's, a total solar eclipse where the moon completely covers the sun is possible because the sun is about 400 times farther away from Earth. Now, when you look at the sky, they both look about the same size. While the impact of the eclipse will be experienced across much of the country, the big show is the umbra, when the moon completely blocks the sun. That's the total eclipse. As the shadow of the moon travels across North America, we get the path of totality. It will go from Texas to Maine and will be between 108 and 122 miles wide. That's twice as wide as last time. Now, we all know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The eclipse goes from west to east because you're actually watching the moon's shadow in orbit, not the Earth's. Outside of the umbra is the penumbra, or partial shadow. And as I said, it will cover most of the U.S. The farther away from the path, the moon will cover less of the sun. If you are only 30 miles from the path, you'll get what's called deep partiality. You'll see just a sliver of the sun with the sky darkening a bit. Here in New York City, we're at 90%. And if you are in the 75% area down here, only 75% of the sun will be covered. People north of the path of totality will see the bottom of the sun covered. People to the south will see the top of the sun covered. And nobody in the U.S. will see an eclipse that covers this much of the U.S. again until 2045.
All right, Nate, thank you so much. That's a great explanation that Nate just gave us. Let's bring in now Bill and Lucienne again, because right now, well, actually, I think in like 30 seconds from now, totality in Mazatlan, Mexico. The total eclipse happening there. You experienced it in 2017. What's it like?
To see the corona, which you cannot see unless the sun is completely blocked out. The corona is the outer atmosphere of the sun. It's millions of degrees hot. You see the details, and we're looking at this picture of the eclipse from Mazatlan right now, and you can see the corona around the edge. It's in totality or extraordinarily close to it. It's just a remarkable sight.
Lucian, I was talking to somebody who's going to be joining us later, an amateur astronomer, who told me that part of what makes an eclipse so exciting is, unlike a sporting event where we're on different teams, we're all on Team Sun and Moon, right? we all depend on them. And it's one thing to see the models and the charts and everything, and quite another to look up and witness both at the same time. Talk to me about the first time you experienced it and what you think people here behind me are going to be looking at.
Oh, yeah. The first time I saw it was in Carbondale in 2017, and I was absolutely blown away. You know, I had seen partial eclipses before, and so I also thought I knew what I was going to see, and I was really amazed by what a multi-sensory experience a total solar eclipse is. You know, you not only see the beautiful sight of the eclipsed sun, but you feel that drop in temperature. You hear animals, like make noise because they think it's dawn again or twilight. And it really is just an incredible full-body experience to see this amazing event.
There are so many Americans that will have this experience today, whether the 30 million in the total path, another 150 near it. But of course, one of the X factors is the weather. And crowds are gathered in locations all over the country to watch this eclipse. So to talk about the weather where you are and if cloud cover is an issue or whether ruin your experience, let's bring in CBS Philadelphia Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly. All right, Bill, how's the weather looking?
Well, it's looking really good for a lot of places, and you're exactly right. Clouds make all the difference in the world. In fact, we're showing you this live from Philadelphia. This is looking out over Center City, where we have some clouds, and that's indicative of what we're seeing over Pennsylvania and New York. What you're looking at now on our grand map here are these temperatures, and right now, currently, it's quite comfortable, 70s and 80s. This dark line, by the way, is that line of totality. Notice it's a little cooler in Rochester. Temperatures are at 60, and that is because of the clouds. So let's show you that. What we've done is we put together this map that has the totality on it, and that is this ring right here. As I put this into motion, if you see the shadowing behind it, the dark, that means you're going to see totality. And look how it clears up by the time you get into Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, where you guys are in Indiana. That is looking great. We get into Ohio looking pretty good, but then eastern Ohio through Pennsylvania, New York, we do have these clouds that are around, but then it clears out through sections of Massachusetts and Maine. So 31.6 million people, a vast majority have great viewing, a couple of trouble spots here and there, but all in, guys, I think it's a great day for viewing that eclipse.
And we're going to be covering not only the weather, but what you've been seeing on the right-hand side of your screen, the corona, the sun's performance when we come back. But we're going to tuck in a quick break now, pay some bills as the eclipse approaches America. Stay with us. And we are following the moon's progress. That is Torreon, Mexico, where the rendezvous is nearly complete as the moon's shadow rushes its way toward the U.S. border. Speaking of that, Americans here, nearly 4 million of them, are going to be traveling to places inside the path of totality, hoping to get a perfect glimpse of what's above. The small city of Kerrville, near San Antonio in Texas, has been planning for this moment for years, and many of its visitors, thousands of them, have come from a very long way. But I don't know if the weather is cooperating. Let's check in with CBS Janet Shamlian. She's in Kerrville for us. Janet, what's the latest?
Tony, you ready for the headline from Texas? We've got some sun. We have got some sun. There's clouds, but it's broken clouds. And from time to time, you hear the crowd erupt. The triplets like the Isaacsons from Los Angeles, they're watching the eclipse. We've got the Gerards from Arizona. Say hi, guys. This park is filled with people, families from all over the world, and they are getting little glimpses of what we all came here for. It's very exciting. We thought it was going to be completely cloudy, but the clouds are breaking, and we feel good about this. Guys?
Oh, Janet, you know that's my neck of the woods, Kerrville, right by San Antonio, where I
know
grew up.
It is. I do, and maybe this is your influence, Nora, but it's been really exciting to hear the people cheering, and then it gets cloudy again, and then the cheers. It's going to be amazing.
Janet, that is such good news because as Kerrville, you should go there, I think, Nora, because it's got the longest totality in the U.S., right? Janet, it's something like 4 minutes and 20 seconds?
Yeah. That's right.
You nailed it, Tony. Yeah, 4 minutes and 24 seconds. So we'll have a lot of totality for you coming up.
Got it. Then Kerrville is about 15 minutes away from totality. The one that we're seeing, we're very close now, that's Torreon, Mexico. So to talk about that, we're joined by one of the country's best-known science educators, Bill Nye, the science guy, and he is along the path of totality in Fredericksburg, Texas. And he's going to share his tips for having the best experience while watching the eclipse. Bill, so good to talk to you. How do you experience the eclipse? What's the best way to do it?
Well, for me, it's having a pair of eclipse glasses, and as the clouds clear every now and then, we look at it, and it's amazing. Like there, we can see it again. Oh, it's just fantastic. It just doesn't happen every day, everybody. It's because our sun is 400 times farther from us than our Earth, and when they come across each other, they block it out completely. And that's what makes this eclipse so unusual, that it comes right through North America, where millions and millions of us can share the experience. It's fantastic, and what I'm very gratified to see is so many people watching it together. Here in Fredericksburg, we have almost 1,000 people with the Planetary Society who've come here to share the experience, and it really is something. And I got to say, objectively, having the clouds come and go is just adding to the drama. But everybody has got the glasses, everybody is watching the sky. You know, this is syzygy, where the three celestial objects are in a straight line: the sun, Earth's moon, and Earth. It's beautiful.
It really is. It's a beautiful thing, Bill. You've been watching these for years. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of noise here. It's a concert atmosphere. It's like Lollapalooza meets a $1 billion lottery day. Yeah, we're having a blast. But speaking of celebrating, you've got some great advice for people in that moment of totality, what to pay attention to, what to put away, and how to really soak it in. Could you run through those tips?
Well said, Tony. So everybody's got an electric phone. Everybody's got a phone. They want to take pictures. Worthy as that may be, those crazy kids at NASA, many professional and amateur astronomers will be taking pictures. I just encourage everyone to be in the moment. Just take the time to be present, to remember what it felt like, to really experience this remarkable moment when the sun goes completely away and we have nighttime in the middle of the day. And the other extraordinary aspect of this, I remind everybody, is the precision, where astronomers are able to predict this event within less than 100th of a second. And if you were a tarot card reader or a psychic and you could do that, you'd really be something, but they can't. Astronomers can, and this is a wonderful thing. You know, I took one class from this famous guy, Carl Sagan, and now I'm the head of the Planetary Society, and we have planetarians out here for the shared experience. Back to you.
It's a beautiful thing, Bill. I think there'll be a lot of more planetarians minted today because this is a wonder in the sky, and I don't want to miss an opportunity to point out that Torreon, Mexico, right now as we speak, is experiencing totality. I've got Bill Harwood and Dr. Lucien Walkowicz with me. Lucien, you were pointing out some of this fire on the edges of the eclipse. Talk to me about what you're seeing.
Yeah, I want to draw people's attention particularly to this little, what's called a prominence that's sticking out at the lower right. That's actually a huge arc of the sun's magnetic field that has glowing plasma trapped within it. And if you want a sense of scale, the footprint of that on the sun is about the size of our Earth. So it gives you a real sense of the absolutely giant scales that we're dealing with here in astronomy.
Because to remind people, the sun is 400 times the size of Earth.
Yes, exactly. And it's, it's an amazing thing that we live in a time in which the moon can completely block the sun from our point of view, and we have the privilege of witnessing a total eclipse.
Yeah. I was just going to say, looking at the corona right here, you just think about the sun. Every second while we're talking, the sun is converting about 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second. And 4 million tons of that's being converted directly into energy as a byproduct of the fusion reaction. That's why it's sunshine and why we feel good, why we have life on Earth. You can't look at that and not be amazed.
And why it's so mind-blowing when it goes away. You know, Lucien, you're an educator in addition to being an astronomer, and I'm curious, I think a lot of parents are going to be buying telescopes for Christmas this year because of what we're seeing today. What does a day like this mean for the next generation of astronomers?
You know, I think the ability to witness something like this that's not only a shared celestial event, but a shared social event, as you pointed out, is really powerful. You know, human beings have come together throughout history to appreciate the night sky together, and this is a rare event where we could appreciate the daytime sky together as well.
Yeah.
We're about 40 minutes away from totality, the eclipse here in Indianapolis. What kinds of things will we notice change? I've heard about the wind may shift. It may get a little bit cooler. What are some of the signs that we'll start to pick up shortly?
One of the things I was struck by the first eclipse I saw was the moon's shadow. You can see it racing toward you on the horizon. The sky gets darker in that area until it finally overtakes you. and the temperature drops, like Lucienne was saying, you can hear animals and all of that. But to me, it was the shadow getting here and in the process of it.
Yeah. That shadow is rushing our way at more than 1,500 miles an hour. We're going to keep tracking it. But as we get excited and people in that path of totality get excited, we have a little note here about safety. It is a major concern, in fact, no joke here. When you're viewing an eclipse, the only safe way to look at an uneclipsed or partially eclipsed, just naked sun, is by using glasses that are certified solar filter glasses or a handheld solar viewer. Those are the two ways you can do it. You can safely take off that protective eyewear only, and I stress only, during that limited 3 or 4 minutes of totality. So as soon as the sun begins to reappear, that means you got to put the eyewear back on if you want to keep looking at that ginger cookie in the sky. Sunglasses, binoculars, a camera, telescopes, none of that provides protection. Someone way smarter than me told me that these eclipse glasses are like 1,000 pairs of sunglasses all locked together as one. So when we return, celebrating love to the moon and back, more shots of the beauty above.
Welcome back. Several cities within the path of totality are helping couples tie the knot during the eclipse. Can you imagine? By holding mass weddings, hundreds of couples will start their married lives together as the heavens align in Russellville, Arkansas. And that's where CBS's Mark Strassman is there. And Mark, we can't imagine beginning our marriage in darkness, but any cold feet over there?
That's very funny, Nora. That's very funny. We have an eclipse in the sky and love in the air here in Russellville. I counted 50 couples, 50 couples in a procession walking to the stage. You can see some of them behind me. And in about less than 5 minutes, they're going to take their vows, say their I do's, and then they're going to have a reception to remember. They'll have a total eclipse in about a half hour. As I look at the sky right now, putting on my fancy eclipse glasses, I'd say we have about 50% obscuring of the sun right now. But really, I'm talking to the couples, the husbands and wives to be all morning. Very excited to be here. They've come from at least a half dozen states or more, and they really, really want to have this wedding. But more than anything, I think they're really more excited about the reception, Nora.
That's always one of the best parts.
Yeah.
Mark Strassman, thank you so much.
I was going to say, someone once explained to me actually why they like the path of totality for weddings, and I think it's quite romantic. You enter as two people, totality happens, and you emerge when the sun does as one.
Oh, that's
kind of a gorgeous way to look at it, and I think Mark's right about the reception. If people aren't careful, the path of totality might become the moment of conception soon after, so let's be careful. Let's be careful.
Just take the glasses off.
Yeah, just...
All right. Well, still ahead, we should know we are just minutes away from totality over Texas. That's next.
And the great North American solar eclipse is now on the U.S. side of the border. Deep in the heart of Texas, they are experiencing totality. So let us go now down south to Janet Shamlian, who's in Kerrville, Texas. Janet, what's the cloud situation? What's the mood?
We can see it! We can see it! Take your glasses off! Oh my goodness! The clouds parted! The clouds parted! Look at that! I'm with Mayor Judy Eichner from Kerrville. What do you think? Awesome! Just awesome! We can see the corona really well. It's cloudy, but the clouds have broken around it enough that people got their cameras out.
Dark. It's like night.
And the birds. Yes. The birds are flying around. Oh, you can
crazy. Look at that.
Look at everybody here. Look at this. This is the moment of totality. These are people from all over the world here in Kerrville, Texas. Look at them enjoying the moment. What do you think, sir? What do you think? Great. Yep. We've got broken clouds, guys, but Yeah, you can definitely see that corona around it. And the temperature has dropped here. I don't know, I just changed into short sleeves and no sleeveless, and I feel like I need to put a sweater on right now. This is so rewarding for myself and everyone here who has come from all over the world. Talked to people from Switzerland, from France, in the US, from Salt Lake City, from Los Angeles. Seattle, thank you, Seattle. You can see them now, everybody's sort of enjoying the moment. And we have here in Texas one of the longest times of totality, right? 4 minutes and 25 seconds. I think only bit longer than that was 4 minutes and 28 seconds in Mexico. Excuse me? What do you think?
Wow.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Janet.
Yes, right? This is such a treat because
Janet, have you ever seen one before?
It's almost better. No, I've never seen one. And Nora, because we were expecting total clouds, it's almost, it's like a triple treat, right? Because we're not expecting to see anything, and it's great, right? So it's a moment, definitely, Nora. It's a moment. And we're still in that totality screen. You want to walk around a little bit?
Well, no, it's a very long totality. I was thinking it's long enough for people elsewhere to put on the Bonnie Tyler song "Total Eclipse of the Heart" and play it from beginning to end. I mean, it's a real experience. Look at these folks. Oh, wow.
Absolutely, these are triplets.
Mind if we join you?
Triplets from. Yeah, we would love to have you guys here. It is just a very rewarding moment for Texas, and I hope my fellow Texans in other cities are seeing this as well.
Oh. Baby's first eclipse there. This is not normal, young man.
Absolutely. We got Houston represented there. Lawn chairs and food and darkness.
How
and
dark?
How
dark is it really, Janet?
It's nighttime. It's
Janet,
like
talk to us about how dark it really is, because it looks it.
It's like it is at 10 o'clock at night here in Texas. We've been here a week in Kerrville, and this is nighttime. This is full darkness. And look at everybody, just the awe, just enjoying this moment. And it's a lot cooler as well, but so happy for us here, and it's just been great.
You know, Janet, we've got a clock here. You've got 20 more seconds of totality until it ends. Just a short few seconds left to this for many people, will be a once in a lifetime experience.
I'm gonna shut up for the last 5 and let them enjoy it.
It wasn't totally cloudless, but it was mostly cloudless. I'll take that as a win.
Let's see if it we can already see it brightening. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is just incredible to see.
Getting lighter. Look at the crowd. Listen to the crowd.
They're cheering.
It is remarkable how quickly it is getting light. What's happening? This is crazy. I love it.
So gorgeous.
Janet, stay there. We want to keep the picture up so we can see you, but I want to bring back in Lucien and Bill, because what's this 360-degree sunrise that people talk about? Is there a time when it's, what is that like, or what's happening?
It's just that when you see that, the cone of the shadow hitting the earth, the 100-mile-wide thing moving, around the periphery of that, it's not totally dark. So it's like everywhere you look, it kind of looks the same, whereas in the morning, it's bright here, dark there. With this, it's like all the way around. So it's really cool to see.
So cool. Janet, I'm so happy for you. I'm so pleased that Kerrville got a glimpse of the sun and the moon doing their thing. When we come back, watch out, Dallas. The moon shadow is coming for you next. Stay with us. We are back. The sun and the moon are still doing their thing. And as we promised, Dallas, Texas, next up on the punch list to get that moon shadow. And Omar Villafranca is there. He's experiencing what I am told. Is it full yet, Omar? What do you see?
We are 30 seconds away from totality, Tony. I'm looking at it right now, and let me tell you, time to take the glasses off. It is almost like it's night out here. These kids are getting the best science lesson they could ever get. I mean, when is the last time you saw kids this excited for science? This is what it's all about. So much to see here. Now we're starting to see a lot of darkness. It's almost like you're playing a night game here at the Cotton Bowl without the lights. Just take a look. I mean, we are 1:40 Central Time here. Amazing. Just listen to the kids. This is what it's about. And we just saw a lucky airplane fly over, so I'm sure the folks on that plane have a fantastic view if they are on the proper side of the airplane. I mean, Tony, everything that we built up that it would look like, it looks like. It is fantastic.
Omar, is this your first one?
Well, no, I saw one last year in San Antonio, but it was not like this. I mean, we're getting a shot right now that I hope you can see. I mean, put that in a science book, but these kids got to see it firsthand. The clouds parted. Let me tell you, credit to all the meteorologists who warned us. But man, Mother Nature is playing along right now. Absolutely amazing. The kids, not a lot of cell phones out here. They're just taking it all in. And listen, I got an 8-year-old. This is what you hope every kid gets when they see this.
Honestly, there's enough noise behind you. It sounds like the last day of school.
Omar, did they close school in Dallas?
No, but a lot of kids did make a special field trip day for this. And let me tell you, the ones who came out here unobstructed view, they got the best field trip in the history of ever. It is amazing to see. It is everything that we build it, nailed it. This is absolutely amazing. And these kids are going to see this, and hopefully it becomes a nugget and they become a scientist. You hope. Teachers were telling me just one kid sparks something. And let me tell you, I'm a grown man, and this is impressive. There's an airplane flying over.
Oh my gosh, we just took a
picture. We're getting to look up.
Well, and we're also seeing a live picture of downtown Dallas, which also isn't dark. It looks like nighttime there. And Omar, one of the best things is just hear the kids screaming in the background.
Yeah, really, pandemonium. Wow,
Yeah, they're excited.
it's
They've
almost
been
like they just learned
cloud
math
cover
will be
all day.
discontinued for the rest of the semester. I hope they fall in love with astronomy and the cosmos, and they realize that math will teach them all about it. We're here with Lucien, our astronomer and educator. What do you think, seeing kids that young go this crazy?
I mean, I think they just realized what math is for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think something that's really amazing about this is that science, people have this picture of like a mad scientist alone doing their craft, but it's really a collaborative event. And so that's something that everybody's enjoying together, and they should learn that about science too.
And one of the best parts of science is discovery.
Oh, absolutely.
And then seeing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Bill, I see you taking a long, hard look at the totality on the right-hand side of people's screen, and the performance again there of the flares and the explosions on the surface of the sun.
It's just, I always joke in television we use words like incredible and amazing all the time when we shouldn't. This really is incredible. It really is amazing. Well, maybe not incredible. It is amazing.
It is wonderful, as in full of wonder. Awesome,
yes.
as in truly full of. It brings awe to each of us, and that, I mean, in the non-cliched sense of the word, and that is rare.
Totally.
I feel like, Bill, you're starting to get a little emotional.
It really does affect me that way.
Yeah.
And part of it is what Lucien said. It's seeing all those kids out there and all the people, everybody enjoying this in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Everybody's being amazed by the very same thing. And that is kind of an emotional moment, I think.
Yeah.
It's a moment that brings us all together in some sense.
Yeah, Tony and I have not seen one. It's been described as mystical, perhaps a spiritual moment.
Absolutely.
We here are just about 20 minutes away from that moment. But first, still ahead, couples who said I do for the eclipse. They experienced totality. We'll have their story next.
It's starting to happen here.
Welcome back to the total eclipse of the Heartland. Let's go now to Russellville, Arkansas, where hundreds of couples were just married in a mass wedding, and now they are starting their married lives together under a full eclipse. CBS's Mark Strassman is there. And Mark, can we put it on camera?
We can put it on camera. We can put it on camera, Nora. You might say it's a marvelous day for a moon dance, especially if you've just been married, a first dance. And one of those couples, one of the 50 couples who just got married, were Hagen and Elena Patterson. What was it like to get married and have the stars celebrating?
I mean, this is really, really cool. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, I think.
Yeah, it just lined up so perfectly. I'm so glad that we could come do this.
Let me ask you a favor. Why don't you put on your glasses and tell me what's going through your mind as we're sort of nearing a total eclipse?
I mean, it's really cool. I can't wait to just experience the whole thing.
Again?
Yeah, it's so beautiful because like you can still see the ring of light around the moon.
Yeah.
Was it what you expected?
No, not at all. I remember seeing a partial eclipse in like 2017, 2016, but this is completely different.
It's a whole nother event.
Yeah.
It really is sort of almost a spiritual moment, isn't it?
Right. And then everybody here, it feels like the strangers are our friends, and it's really cool.
Yeah. It's just cool.
I remember watching an eclipse in 2017, and one of the things I remember, and I'm seeing this here now, is that nobody's looking down at their phones. Everyone's looking up, up at the sky.
It's really uniting.
Yeah, because no one wants to miss it. I mean, the next one coming to the United States is 2045, right? So it's just like such a cool, unique event to be able to witness in real life.
Big honeymoon plans?
Eventually. I know, right? It'll be fun. Yeah.
What was the wedding itself like?
So I thought it was really well done. The officiant did an amazing job. He really was very poetic, and I was very happy with it all.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was such a unique event to be able to like just walk in with everyone else and there's just love in the air.
Yeah.
Love in the air.
Yeah.
What was it like to get married with 49 other couples?
I mean, it took the attention off of us a little bit, so that was helpful, but it was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Because you told me, I think, initially you thought about a small wedding, and this was anything but.
Right. Well, I mean, I really wanted to do something that's special, and this is definitely a story we're going to be able to tell for years and years, so.
And what do you think was more memorable, the wedding or this kind of reception?
I would say they're tied.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nora, Tony, you can tell this is a special day for 50 couples, and I'm talking to one of them right here.
Yeah, we love love. I got two comments hearing them talk. I think one, they've got no excuse, neither one of them, for forgetting their anniversary. And two, I don't know what they're planning on ahead in their lives, but 2045, they need to be at that next major solar eclipse together again, celebrating the anniversary.
Look how incredible the eclipse is there in Russellville. Luciana, what do you see there? Those bursts along the edge around La Corona.
Yeah, those are called prominences, and they're these big loops of plasma that are dangling off of the sun, the outer layers of the sun, its magnetic field kind of twisting up like yarn almost, and holding that glowing star stuff in its grasp. And it's really incredible to be able to see this. It's completely rare.
When you're a human being here on Earth, you feel puny, you feel vulnerable, you feel so small, but now I feel like this is a performance in the stars just for me, you know? I feel special almost.
Can I just stop to say we are 12 minutes away from it here in Indianapolis. It's getting dark.
Yep.
It almost has a sepia tone. Is that the right way to describe it?
Yes.
Almost like it's like there's a haziness that's descending upon us.
It
was so hot before.
So hot, and now there is a hard metallic quality. It's getting chillier. The wind is picking up, and the light is really changing. Do not adjust your television. The people behind us, it's been raucous all day, but now people are quieting down as the significance of the moment, the feeling of it, the experience kind of rushes in.
I'm sort of starting to get that feeling. I mean, there's 50,000 people here. So many of them have we're out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Many of them have actually gone out onto the track to see them.
That's something, isn't it?
It is just something.
Yeah.
It is just something.
Bill, you've got more rotations around the sun than any of us here, and I see you're getting a little misty-eyed already. This is a big deal. What does it put you in mind of?
As much as anything, I'm always reminded of 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick's movie. It's the sheer majesty of the slow motion of these planetary bodies. You know, it kind of highlights. I don't say the insignificance of us.
Yeah.
But it sort of does. It really puts you in the solar system in a way that you don't normally feel, and that's kind of magical.
Lucy, and it makes me feel connected to every human being who's ever lived, because it's the very same sun, very same moon, very same earth doing this dance, and now it's our turn to experience it.
Absolutely. And, not only does it connect us through deep time, but it also connects us here and now because of the fact that millions of years ago and millions of years in the future, the moon will not be at the right distance to completely block the sun like this. So this is really something that is a privilege for us to be able to observe, this cosmic coincidence that lets us have a total solar eclipse.
Wow.
Syzygy.
What is that word? I heard it earlier. What is that word?
Syzygy.
Syzygy.
Yes.
Syzygy.
Can you spell it?
Oh, boy. Is it SD? Is it SYZ?
It means perfect alignment, which is what we're witnessing.
The
perfect alignment.
Yeah,
yes,
like that.
Yeah, it really is just an incredible moment here. And the crowd behind us, there's a murmuring. But really the hush is almost church-like. There's a sense that we're under a vault that is, you mentioned spiritual, mystical for some people. There's descriptions of a solar eclipse that go back, according to NASA, to, they believe, 3000 BC. And then right through the Bible, and then through everything to now. And it's such a privilege. It really is.
Because of science and math, we have this incredible clock right here that says we are 9 minutes away, am I right, from maximum totality. We have a totality tracker in front of us. Every city where there is going to be hitting this totality. And I'm kind of in awe. I don't want to go anywhere. I almost don't want to. I'm not going anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
I mean, the little ginger cookie of the sun, when we look up, when we began, there was just that little nibble of it. And now it's a crescent moon, really. It's shaped like a great sickle. That's all that's left. We are getting very, very close indeed. One of the most interesting things I learned in preparing for this is if you were to pull a lawn chair out, this chair right here, and sit and wait for a total solar eclipse to come to you, you'd have to wait about 375 years. That's how long, on average, it takes before a solar eclipse will come your way. Well, Marie Savander and Chief Meteorologist Albert Savandra, from CBS Chicago, our partners there, they're in Carbondale, Illinois, where the eclipse was so nice in 2017, they're doing it twice. 7 years later, they're experiencing it again.
To take this in, gosh, this is cool. Look at this. I'm getting a little chills now.
The sensation of seeing the light change this quickly here at the end is pretty incredible and dramatic.
All right, as we get set for totality here in Carbondale, we're going to pause for a moment and bring in our CBS stations from across the country and nationwide. totality. It's happening right now in Carbondale, Illinois, the intersection of the 2017 and 2024 eclipse. And you're looking live as we see the last bit of sunlight wrapping around the moon. Totality just seconds away. And as you look closely, Marie, we're going to see the sparkles, the Bailey beads, and the crowd is going wild.
Oh, and we are falling into darkness right now. What an incredible sensation. And you are hearing and seeing the crowd of 15,000 gathered here at Southern Illinois University. Oh, Albert.
There it is, Bailey beads, and we're about to see the diamond ring effect and about to have the total solar eclipse here in Carbondale, Illinois, on campus of Southern Illinois University.
We are at a point right now where we have our glasses off and we are looking up. This is incredible. You're seeing that beautiful corona of the sunlight, the moon in that perfect circle right in the middle. What an incredible place to be. Carbondale, Illinois, perfectly in line with the sun, the moon, planet Earth here for the second time in 7 years. We are experiencing this incredible celestial phenomenon.
And locals for Carbondale and also folks that are traveling from across the country to this spot because it is the crossroads of America for our total solar eclipse are thankful, they're excited, and you see them right now. They have their cameras out, they're yelling, they were stomping their feet just a few minutes ago. I got to tell you, the vibe and the energy here is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Physically, I have to say our hearts have been racing. I know we're not the only ones. It includes everyone in the stands. Leading up to this moment, that darkness happened so quickly. We've had a pretty hot day. The winds came in. We had that cooling sensation. And now, while we're in a stadium with thousands of people, we know that scientists are working to study the different animals and other things happening in the natural world right now as we are in 4 minutes and 9 seconds of totality.
You know, one thing also, Marie, that I've been thinking about is we are in a football stadium. We are in a place where, you know, during the fall and into parts of the winter, it's us versus them. There's always, we want to get them. But today we are Americans, we are humans, we are taking in this experience that is unlike anything I've ever seen. What you're looking at is the total solar eclipse, the outer layer of the sun, the corona. And as we've been talking to experts all day, it is a very active sun. So you see the flares, you see the kind of little streamers coming off the sun. It almost looks like it's not real.
I know it does. It's an out-of-body experience for sure. What else makes Carbondale so special specifically in this year is in 2017, it had the longest time of totality, well into 2 minutes, which made it really special. That was the longest point for the entire path of totality. This year, it's not quite the longest, but it's still almost double that time, that 4 minutes and 9 seconds. So we're really getting to luxuriate in this experience of looking up at this total solar eclipse.
In this community, for sure, lucky, thankful that they're able to get 2 in 7 years. We will not have, though, another total solar eclipse in Southern Illinois, here in Carbondale, for at least 300 years. Our friends watching Chicago, they have to wait until the year 2099. Of course, as you've been hearing all day, there's a couple coming as we head towards 2044, 2045, but it's nothing like this because it's not just the intersection of it going from Texas all the way to Maine, but it's also during a period where the sun is so active. So we are seeing things as humans, as spectators that no one's really ever seen before, but also the scientists taking advantage to study it.
Albert, you're the meteorologist, but I can't help but notice we had some real gusty winds as we led up to totality. Now we've got a slight breeze, but it seems calmer.
It's calmer. It's also cooler. About an hour ago, when it was full sunshine, we were in the low 80s. We're now in the low 70s. So, yeah, it feels cool, and everyone is enjoying it. You just see folks with their phones out. They want to capture this moment, something that they want to have in their pocket, want to have on their computer for years and decades to come.
Oh my gosh, and I'm glad I'm sharing it with you. This is an incredible experience.
Likewise. The folks here at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, it's a small community, around 25,000, so welcoming and so excited for the restaurants and the diners that we went to, just on fire, excited about what we're seeing right now.
It's true. And talk about that excitement. I'm starting to see that light at the horizon get a little bit brighter as we near the end of our totality here in Carbondale. So our eclipse coverage will continue, but some of our CBS stations will be leaving us as totality moves north.
And welcome back to this front row seat to majesty. There are more than 50,000 people here. And look, you could hear a pin drop.
Oh my gosh, you're really good.
It's amazing. We're with the Messerschmitt family. And how many eclipses have you seen?
This is my 4th, his 5th, his 6th. And for the 3 of us,
But I don't want to take off my glasses because what are we going to see? It hasn't come. What am I going to see before the total eclipse?
The diamond ring is the final piece of light that will shine through, and it almost looks like an engagement ring on the side.
What is that, Doctor? A diamond ring. What is it?
It's the light coming through the craters in the moon.
Yes, the moon has these amazing mountains that we see on the edge, and you'll see either the diamond ring or Bailey's beads, which are a series of bright rings or bright dots along the edge.
Nice, wow.
Wow.
50,000 people
Rare
behind
chance to
us.
see the mountains on the moon.
This is so different from 2017, right? Because it's going to last longer.
Yes.
The corona is going to be brighter, right?
Yes, yeah. The sun is more active now, so we'll get a bigger show.
Oh, listen.
That.
We're getting close. This
Love
is
you guys.
Oh, I've never been in a place where everyone's just looking up at the sky.
It's Team Sun and Team Moon. We're all together.
You were saying this is the moment
And
that people
Team Earth.
need.
Yes.
How so?
Bring us all together.
Be in awe of the beauty of the earth and the beauty of the world. And the majesty.
It is.
Of the universe.
Here we go.
I mean, this is
Here
it.
we
We're
go.
almost there.
The light around. You can do it, Moon.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
The light around us.
Yeah.
How long will we see the diamond ring part? That
Just
phase?
briefly.
A flash.
But we'll see a second one at the end. When the shadow passes over, it'll be on the bottom.
Spooky. It's coming.
Oh, it's dark outside. Yeah, it's really
We've
dark.
now descended into darkness.
It's real dark. Take a quick look outside.
I am getting a chill right now. The wind is starting to blow.
There's Venus. There's Venus over there.
Here we go.
Where's Venus?
We've been waiting for it.
I love the music.
You'll know it, Nora, when you see it.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, the crowd is so excited.
in the
Can you hear
moon
everyone
is gonna
cheering?
do
Oh,
it.
we're getting closer. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my. Woo! Woo! There it goes.
Oh! Look at this.
There it is. There it is.
Oh!
Oh my God.
That's Venus. That's Venus. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's Jupiter up there.
That's Jupiter. Yep, Jupiter.
Right.
Venus.
Oh my God. Oh, it's perfect.
Like the corona is so bright. It's so dark out, but the corona is
Oh,
so
it's
bright.
absolutely perfect.
Stunning. Stunning.
Yeah.
And those.
Why is it that you can see all the planets better?
Because it's dimmer. There's less light in the
Lucianne,
sky.
you want the binoculars?
No, I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful. That's Venus.
Nora, look at the binoculars. You can see about 1 o'clock. There's a called
So you can
prominences.
see little Bailey's beads around.
Oh yes, we saw some of the prominences
Yes.
on some of the other eclipses.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just look
Wow.
all the way around the horizon too.
Lucianne says those prominences are bigger than Earth.
Yes, yes.
And the only time they're regular ones. Oh my goodness.
Christine, look at the
Also see a
binoculars.
little bit of color around the edge.
It is so dark.
That you see there is called the chromosphere, and it's
Look
a
at
part
these
of the
kids.
sun's
Oh, wow.
outer layers that is actually pink.
Look around.
Wow. Oh, now it's almost radiating more. The light is coming off in a different kind of way. The TV doesn't do it justice.
No, it does not.
Can we see the comet? Is the comet visible or not?
That's right. What's that comet called?
She would be.
What's that comet?
It's 12P.
Wait, can I see the binoculars?
Thank you. Yes.
Look at the prominence at 6 o'clock.
So there's a comet that's up right now that's right around there somewhere, but it's still a little bit too bright for us to see it. I
never see the
Look at the
planets during
prominence
the
at 6
day.
o'clock.
So that's Venus.
And that's Venus to the right.
And that's Jupiter. Oh my gosh.
Whoa, 6 o'clock.
Wow. Oh,
Look at
really
that
bright. It's almost
performance.
red bright.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's really that color.
Oh my God.
You want to enjoy the binoculars?
Spectacular.
That's pretty unbelievable.
It's
Who wants to look at
spectacular.
How do you not get emotional?
Oh boy.
Oh my God, this is a once in a lifetime experience.
No,
It's
do it again.
just stunning.
In Spain.
Yes, in Spain.
See, now you know why people become eclipse chasers.
Yes. Yes, we are with a family here that are eclipse chasers.
For the
That's why they know so much.
What number are we on now as a family?
Number 7.
Wow.
All told, how many?
I'm ready to see
Look at the prominences.
Is the sun
Why,
coming?
why is that prominence so red like that? It almost looks like a red flashing light.
It's a form of radiation from hydrogen that is in the red part of where your eyes are sensitive to.
Oh my gosh.
It's a specific energy of light that hydrogen emits.
It's unbelievable.
This is the longest 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Will it ever come back?
It feels,
Lucian, are we sure?
It feels almost 20 degrees cooler. Maybe
Yeah,
because the sun is
no, it's incredibly cool.
And the wind is almost
It's so
stopped.
still.
You can see it getting light on
Yes.
the western horizon.
Yeah. Do you see the dawn all around us?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
And I don't hear any birds or anything.
I think we're
We all went to
in
sleep.
a valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speedway scared him away.
I like the music.
I can't believe this is real.
God,
What's incredible,
Oh, I'm sorry.
well, it's just so incredible that it's so dark and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's like
It feels like it's the middle of the night.
ruby red.
wasn't expecting that naked
No,
eye.
it's incredible.
What do you guys see? What do you see,
Looking
Bill?
at just how brilliant and red that one prominence is at 6 o'clock, it is
Yeah,
just
check it out.
incredible.
Check
Yeah.
that out.
Oh, now there's a second red one. There's a second red prominence.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Diamond ring. Diamond ring. Diamond
Oh,
ring.
oh. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes.
Oh my gosh!
Wait.
Whoa!
Wow!
She came back.
What does that mean when it comes back?
It's
That's
back.
the end of totality.
That is
the end.
That's the end.
It's gone.
Goodbye. Total solar eclipse for North America for 20 years. I hope you loved it.
You did it.
That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Wow.
These people in Indianapolis have been waiting 800 years for that.
But you'll still be on the air, though, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I got. Oh boy.
And just think there are tens of millions of more Americans who get to experience this.
Look at those jets.
All the way up to Maine.
I am so happy they got
Having
to be
fun.
in Texas.
Yes.
Yes, because
I
we
was
were
so
worried about
sad
the
for
weather.
them. I'm so happy.
This is
Kids, how you feeling back there?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
this is unbelievable. I mean, what an amazing sight we got to witness, and we're so grateful to be here with you guys and share this so much together.
How does it? You've seen how many?
I just hit 7. That was my 7.
And how does it compare?
Each one is different. I mean, the prominences here are a little more symmetrical. Sometimes they look like almost a spiky punk rock kind of thing. The prominences I thought were pretty spectacular. There was that really, crimson,
6 o'clock.
crimson one at 6. There was one at 4 o'clock that sort of kept expanding during the whole totality. There was Venus we could see over there. Jupiter was there. We looked for the comet, but we didn't see anything. But that was the show. That was
And now the wind has come back.
Yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah. Now the air is moving.
Probably gonna get warmer soon.
Incredible.
What's the science behind that?
I think it's just the shift in temperatures, like you take away the temperature, cools down, moves the air.
Still just a little slip, but see how bright it is, even with just a little slip.
Just this tiny little bit of the sun.
Like a little crescent there, yes.
It's just the power of how powerful our sun is.
Tony, what did you think? For you and me, it's our first time.
Gosh, I don't know. I think it's going to take me another 20 years till the next one to process all of this. It is really.
You see why people chase them around the world, right?
Honestly,
Yes, I do.
They've loosened up.
The sun is the father of all things. All living things come from that heat, from that source, and just to see it blotted out in daytime, and your mind has no frame of reference. I felt my heart beating faster. I felt my adrenaline kicking in.
Yeah.
I felt the hairs in the back of my neck standing up. I really had to and then I had to kind of gather myself and say it's going to be okay.
Truly a full sensory experience.
Yeah.
Right?
It really is.
How did it differ from what you thought it would be like?
Oh, it was much more spectacular.
Really?
Yes, much more spectacular.
And you're not easily amazed, are you?
Well, I've seen a lot of things, but
I've seen a lot of things, but I've not seen that. It's one of the rare things. It's like the ocean. It doesn't fit in the lens of a camera.
Right. Yeah.
You have to see it, and every time you see it, it's bigger and grander than it was the last time. It's more awesome than you can even remember. And I feel like for people who've seen it multiple times, that's the sensation. It's like, I knew it was going to be great, and it didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
well, thousands of people have converged on downtown Cleveland for the eclipse, and they are about to experience what we just experienced here, totality. And CBS's Dave Malkoff is there. Hi there, Dave.
Dave, you're in for a treat.
I know. Yeah, I can't imagine what you guys just went through. We are with Captain Steve Bowen. He has been to space 4 times, 3 times on the shuttle, 1 time on Dragon, and he is experiencing this. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Steve, tell me what you're seeing right now.
It's shrinking, and we are almost there. It's getting smaller and smaller. It's just
This is incredible.
Little tiny sliver. There it is. You're starting to see the little glimpse. And there we are.
This is the very edge of it.
This is
We're
it.
seeing the
There you
sparkles
go. You actually see
over the edge.
There it is.
Of the sun.
Look at the ring. Look at the ring. There you go.
Wow.
Incredible.
Captain Bowen, that's incredible.
Isn't that amazing? Unbelievable. Look at that.
When you sit there in the cupola and you look down at Earth and you realize how fragile the whole place is, that is a moment
that's it.
You have that no one else gets to experience. We get to experience that now.
That is amazing. It is absolutely unbelievable. There's nothing like it. It is. Look at this. Look at the darkness.
Is this a
This is
bit
incredible.
of what you get in the cupola?
Absolutely. This is just incredible. Look around. It is unbelievable.
It's nighttime here.
It is. Look at
We're
that.
looking at the edge of the corona. These prominences that are coming off, you almost have to worry about the solar
space
wind
weather.
that is coming
space weather.
towards you
Yeah.
because you're unprotected.
Right. So
Except
what
for
you're
the-
seeing there is it's obviously going out from the sides of the sun, but there's, sun's a sphere, so it can come towards you as well. But that gives everybody a sense of what you're seeing. And if you look, you see that lower corner there. There's obviously an ejection that's pretty brighter than everywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's what space weather is when the sun ejects mass and energy from the sun itself, and that's what that little bright spot is. Isn't that incredible? That's
And
amazing.
the one thing that can protect you is a bubble of water sometimes around.
Yeah, bubble water and the Earth's magnetic field is the biggest thing.
But when you're in space.
Yeah, we have the Earth's magnetic field where the space station is. We're only 240 miles high. But when we go to the moon, we'll be moving outside that area of protection. And that's something really important that we have to take into account as we go further and explore deeper into space. But that's incredible. Look at that. It is absolutely amazing.
These prominences that are coming off of here, they look like wispy edges, but those are way bigger than the Earth is.
Oh my goodness, yeah. the sun is gigantic. That's something to keep in mind. And there's a lot of good NASA websites that will explain the sun's science, Helios, and they actually have space weather predictions. So we can see this. It doesn't get here. It doesn't travel at the speed of light. What we're seeing, that happened 8 minutes ago.
8 minutes ago. That's eight minutes away.
Right. So that's with the sun. Obviously, the moon is not that far away.
Yeah.
But that's traveling at the speed of light. The actual energy is traveling a little bit slower, so we can actually forecast what that impact is going to be on Earth.
The moon is not a pool cue. It's not. It's actually got bumps on it.
It does.
So when the sunlight goes around it, we're going to actually see what?
Well, so we'll see little tiny, as it comes back out, you'll see the little prominences, like sort of a bubble.
Well, we got to head back, but thanks you so much for joining us. Steve Bowen, we're going back to you.
Dave, thank you very much. I love that detail about the time it takes the light from the sun to reach our eyes and be processed into a vision, and what a vision it is. I want to go now to Christine Johnson from our CBS New York station. She's covering the eclipse from another site of totality. Niagara Falls, it's what it's known for on most days, but today it's going to be different. Christine?
We do see some breaks in the clouds, and the sun and the moon have been teasing us sporadically throughout this past hour. We have been able to see some of the eclipse, some of the moon blocking the sun at first contact, but right now, unfortunately, as we approach totality, it is very cloudy and we do not see the sun, but you know what? Still, you can still feel the air getting colder. Oh my goodness, it just got really, really dark here. Everyone is holding up their phones. You can hear the crowd. They're cheering. So it's like night, it's like dawn right now. What a strange feeling this is. And the crowd is reacting. is such a magical moment. You feel it in every sense, in every cell of your body, because it's like somebody turned the lights out. Let me bring in this family that we have here from Atlanta, Georgia. They traveled here all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is actually Audrey's second eclipse. Audrey Seconal. Oh my gosh, you just experienced, we're in totality right now. Tell me what it's like to experience this with your kids.
It's kind of overwhelming. We're with all the cloud cover, we don't really get to see what I had seen in 2017, which was this burning white ring in the sky. But it's still like, you can feel the awesomeness of nature.
We can feel it, right? We can't see it, but we can feel this.
You can feel it.
What does it feel like to you?
Just feel like the connection of the whole universe, sort of.
Look behind us, Audrey. I mean,
you just
can
feel
see
so...
the lights. You can see the breaks in the clouds and the colors. Girls, what do you think of these colors in the sky?
They're just so magical.
Right? I mean, we're in the dark suddenly. How did that happen?
I don't know.
The moon? I don't know either, but isn't it a great feeling?
Yes.
So, Dad, tell us, you guys traveled all the way up here. You weren't able to experience the first eclipse with your wife, but here you are today with your girls.
Correct. This is bone chilling, like the feeling of like out of nowhere, it goes completely dark like this. It's amazing, and now you can see a little bit of a sliver of the sun, right?
Oh my goodness!
Look at that!
Oh my gosh!
You can see the rays.
We can see the rays.
You can look up. You don't need the glasses. Just look
This
up.
is amazing. Can we just turn off the lights, guys? Because I think it's blocking some of our view, but we can see the corona. There was a little tiny
bit of a corona.
Right? We got to see at least a second of it, and that was so worth it, wasn't it?
Yes!
Girls, the birds are all flying back to
Look
their
at the
nests.
Oh my goodness, and the birds.
Confusing. They're so confused.
The birds are flying every single direction you can think of right now. We can see them in the sky. The clouds and the mist from the Niagara Falls are they're a little pinkish, like a yellow pinkish right now, where we were told that was going to happen, because normally you could see on a sunny day, you could see a rainbow. And another break here, guys. I'm going to let you listen to the crowd react here. Oh, there it is! Oh my God! Look at it! Oh my God!
Can you see it?
Oh my God!
Isn't that amazing?
I cannot believe we're seeing this right now. It has been cloud cover all day. How lucky are we?
It is a miracle.
It's incredible.
No way. It's like this. I cannot tell you. The timing of this is absolutely amazing. Look at this. Do you see the corona?
Yes!
See the sparkling lights?
It's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
The cloud cover almost makes it even more magical.
Yeah, because when it shows up, like, wow.
I have like goosebumps. I can't describe what I'm feeling right now, but this is so intense. And there it is. We're coming out of the eclipse, and we're gonna get. Look at this.
Wow. Oh my God, the light's coming back.
This is just.
Wow.
I'm just speechless. I'm absolutely speechless, and suddenly it's like somebody turned the lights back on. This is just amazing.
How do you feel?
All day, we were just hoping that we were going to be able to see at least a sliver of this, and I kid you not, the timing of this in Niagara Falls could not have been more perfect. We got to see totality on such a cloudy day. This is absolutely, absolutely amazing. It's very, very emotional, and I don't know why it's so emotional. Thank you for joining us. As we set for totality here, we're going to be going to pause for a moment, and we're going to bring you and take you to the other cities. This is all happening. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words and completely emotional here. But our CBS stations will be leaving us now as the path of totality moves on.
Christine, the joy that you have just experienced kind of made me emotional a second time around.
Yeah, that was perfect. And I'm so happy that you got that moment of totality there. The clouds parted. we've been so lucky all across the country to this point with the weather cooperating and getting just a really beautiful view.
I want to bring back in Bill and Lucienne, and I just got emotional a second time experiencing it again through Christine Johnson, what everybody in Buffalo, just that amazement and wonder of getting to see something that they didn't think they were going to be able to see.
Yeah, same for me as well.
It was the same for me in Carbondale. We had parting clouds and we got to see some of it. Nothing like that. This was just spectacular. There's no other word for it. It's just amazing.
That is exactly it. You know, for days I've been asking people what it's like. Now I've seen it, and I ask myself, I can't even describe it. But I know someone who might have a shot at it, and that is a very special guest, our next guest. That is actor William Shatner. Of course, best known for his iconic role as Captain Kirk in Star Trek.
In 2021, Shatner went to space aboard a Blue Origin capsule. He's watching the eclipse today in Bloomington, Indiana. And Mr. Shatner, what a delight it is to speak with you. Tell us what you saw and experienced today.
Well, there were a large group of miracles that happened, and you can only ascribe it to miracles. It rained. I'm in Bloomington, Indiana, and it rained here this morning. The forecast is rain tonight. Perfectly blue skies, crystal clear, not even the high cirrus clouds. And wearing the dark glasses, I watched the sun being obliterated by the moon until it was just a rim, a engagement ring of the universe happened in front of my eyes. It's overwhelming. It brings to mind the whole world looking up into space and wishing over that ring of fire for goodness and success to our world, both the individual people and the fact that we will care for our world even more assiduously than we have been in the past.
Yeah, you know, there's at least one record, Mr. Shatner, in recorded history of warring armies laying down their arms when an eclipse appeared overhead. And there is some hope that by all of us here, by the tens and the millions, watching that same sun and moon rendezvous in this particular way, we might be reminded that we are all one people on one planet. What was the experience around you as you took in this wonder, and how does it compare to the many other wonders you've had in your life, like going into orbit on that Blue Origin rocket?
Everything's, if you have the right bent of mind, everything's a wonder. Everything is awesome. Just living is awesome. To see that ring and to hear the. I'm at university. I'm at Indiana University with a lot of screaming school people, and they're all excitable. The hush when that sun was shadowed by the moon, that hush over this tens of thousands of students was enormous. It's the kind of performance that you wish you could give and have that effect over an audience of that size. It was magical moment in time. It's something I will never forget. It becomes part of the mystery of the universe. Things are happening out there that we know very little about. We see through the Webb telescope the miracle of nature. This was a miracle of nature nearby.
Mr. Shatner, thank you very much. That does put it into the proper context. To everybody who can hear my voice, I hope you saw that eclipse today, or at least part of it, because it was a beauty, and we have a long time to wait until the next one. In fact, the next total eclipse to touch a small part of the U.S. will not be until 2044 and 2045 for a widespread one. It's going to be some time.
That does it for us, for all of us at CBS News. Thank you for watching, and our coverage will continue on CBS News Streaming and your local news.
Soak it in. We'll bring you the CBS Evening News live from Indianapolis, Nora. Isn't that right?
That's right. The CBS Evening News tonight.